Coming up on Coasting Through Asia, we're spending half a day at one of the world's most popular theme parks.
We're at City Walk in Japan.
Flying Dinosaur, let's go!
Where we'll get to experience the craziest flying coaster ever built.
Oh my God.
Who would even think that that is okay to put on a roller coaster, man?
I didn't know B&M could do that.
And I'll finally get to experience this timeless classic.
I loved every second of that.
Why a park would ever get rid of that, I have no idea.
Come to Japan, they're still here.
And it's all not without saying hi to a couple friends along the way.
They're just out walking around like this. They don't give a crap.
This is gonna be the best moment of my life.
And it's all coming up next. Good morning, everyone. From our next exciting stop here in Japan, we are starting our day in Kyoto with an amazing view of the city. This is one of the most popular spots in all of Japan.
And I can see why. Just from walking around, we saw, gotta be honest, definitely some touristy attractions, but as a tourist, I'm like, oh, that looks so fun. They had boat rides. There's a monkey on top of that building right now.
Our current location is Arashiyama Monkey Park. We basically took a 20-minute hike up to the top of the mountain where you can see this amazing view, and there are monkeys just walking around. And that's
everywhere.
So cool.
Yeah, and they're totally chill so far, just hanging around, walking on the pathways with the people. I'm like, wow, you guys are really trusting. I love that.
Yeah, so we're gonna do some sightseeing around Kyoto, and then we're gonna take a train down to Osaka, and we're gonna enter Universal Studios Japan for the last couple hours that they're open today.
Yeah, so we discovered they have a 1-day ticket option, a 2-day ticket option, and then a 1.5-day ticket option, which literally lets you enter after 3 p.m., I want to say, the day before your full day visit. So I think that's what we're going to do. It's just...
They don't give a crap. Yeah, so that's why we're doing some sightseeing today. We're gonna go end our day with Universal, maybe get like 1, 2, maybe 3 extra rides in, and then tomorrow will be our full day. But this will be a very well-rounded day, I feel like. We're getting a little bit of everything.
I'm about to feed a monkey.
Okay, let's see.
Hello. Oh my God, look up. Oh, I touched his little finger. I felt like a human. You want another one? Oh, look at his hand. Here you go.
Aww.
That was magical.
Okay, my turn. This is going to be the best moment of my life. Hi, sweetie. Oh my God. Hey.
That's pretty cool.
Amazing?
That's pretty cool. He just snatched the whole bag of...
How did he do that?
He just took the whole bag of them.
So we have these bags, right? And what did that monkey just do?
He just stole it straight out of my hand.
He took the whole
The
bag.
whole bag.
Whole bag.
He just reached all the way in here and took the whole bag. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, look at that.
Oh my God. Matt wants to do the slide because it's got a literal double down.
I have to wait my turn.
Just don't hit the kid at the bottom. Oh, okay.
Dan, you're swinging pretty high. Oh no. Nice. If you find yourself in Japan, I highly recommend checking out that monkey park. Kyoto is very accessible if you're hitting up some theme parks. It's actually in a really central location, pretty close to Osaka, maybe a 30-minute train ride.
Yeah, I think city-wise or town-wise, this has been my favorite that we've walked around so far. I really like it. Also, I'm having a really hard time taking us seriously vlogging with a camera that has 3 stuffed animals hanging off of it. Just saying.
That's your own fault. What do you expect?
I'm having fun.
We're walking past a bunch of these temples on our way to the bamboo forest, which is another big attraction here in Kyoto. Welcome to the legendary bamboo forest of Japan. This is pretty cool.
I've been in places that have like some bamboo, but this is like all bamboo.
Yeah.
And it's huge, and I feel small.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So, fun fact, I have been here before, but it was at night during a rainstorm, so...
What?
Yeah, exactly. Well, because I wanted to see it, and my options were very limited, and the weather was not great. It rained almost every day of the trip when I was here last time, so this is much better. This is very, very cool. It just goes on and on and on. Obviously, there's like a lot of people here, but it's also very peaceful.
What do you think of all this?
It's very peaceful up here, like especially now that we're away from like the mass group people. Kyoto is a very popular area, but this one has a paywall, 500 yen, only a couple bucks, but it removes a lot of the people, so it's very serene. I like trains.
We're at City Walk in Japan.
Flying Dinosaur, let's go!
Okay, we're going. Yes, we are stopping in. It is 7:12 right now. The park closes at 9:30. We're gonna do as much as we can in that 2-hour time frame. I don't know if it's gonna be like the other parks where they shut the lines down like 4 hours early. Maybe they won't at all, we'll see.
As we mentioned earlier, we are doing the day-and-a-half ticket, so when we get up front, we're gonna tell them that's what we want, and that we're gonna use our half-day option today, and then we'll have our full day tomorrow. So this is gonna give us a nice park preview. It reminds me of that thing Hershey Park does.
Yeah.
Where like if you buy a one-day ticket, you can get in the night before for like 2 hours, except this one we have to pay a little bit extra, but it's whatever.
Well, there's actually, you can go in as early as 3. So that's actually a really good deal, because you miss like the hours in the morning that are probably the busiest.
Yeah.
And then you get the whole rest of the day.
But we were sightseeing, so that's why we couldn't get in at 3.
Yeah.
We got
but
here
in
as quick as
theory-
we could.
But in theory, for your trips, should you come here, it's not a bad deal.
Yeah, this park gets really, really busy, and the lines are really long a lot of the times, so that is a good benefit if you want just a little extra time. There's that arch we know and love. Good to see you. Very, very similar to the one at Universal Studios Florida. Is this weird? Deja vu?
Honestly, kind of looks a little different. I haven't been to Hollywood yet, so this is kind of a different vibe right here. That is Rip Ride Rocket. That's literally Rip Ride Rocket.
It's Hollywood Dream. That's what came before Rip Ride Rocket.
It's what it should have been.
It's what it should have been. Last time I was here, all of this was full just because of how busy this park gets. I mean, granted, it is the end of the day. I don't know how many people are buying tickets other than our crazy selves. There you can see the prices. 1 day is about $68 and 1.5 days is about $111. And that is compared to the 2-day pass, which is 2,000 yen more. So it is a better deal for a 2-day pass, but if you're like us and you want to split your time with sightseeing, then that is the reason that you would get the 1.5-day pass. I will also mention it is 3,000 yen cheaper if you buy your ticket online. Unfortunately for us, the website would not take any of our credit cards. We tried multiple times and it was just having issue after issue, so we knew we had to go to the front gate. I don't know if it is normally like that, because last time I also just bought a ticket at the front gate, but clearly the website has some issues, which is honestly not Universal specific. As we tried a lot of the Japanese theme park websites, a lot of them have issues. Even the Tokyo Disney website was considerably slower than the ones we're used to with like Disneyland or Magic Kingdom. What do you think, man? How weird is it being here?
Very weird. It's like it's kind of giving Florida Park, but with a much better rocket and a much better City Walk
Yeah.
and a much better entry.
So,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Here's our ticket. We're going to use the same ticket for both days that we are in the park. And welcome to our front entrance, which has a cover the same way that Tokyo Disneyland does, which is definitely nice during the not ideal weather. They have a Super Nintendo store right up front. I'm noticing Christmas lights in all the trees and the Peanuts characters. Snoopy and Charlie Brown right up front. Isn't that weird?
It's very weird. I wasn't really expecting to see them. Elmo's here too, right?
Yeah, they have Sesame Street. This park has like a mishmash of all sorts of characters. There's the kids area. You can see Elmo and Snoopy over there. So bizarre. We're heading straight to Flying Dinosaur. You can see it right up there. Here is the entrance to Jurassic Park. Look at that. You have the pretzel loop towering over the entrance. That is awesome. Flying Dinosaur, the incredible B&M flying coaster. Let's enter the 50-minute line. Here's the locker system. We have to immediately put our stuff away. So we'll see you guys after the ride.
I don't really know what to say. That was probably the most intensity I've ever felt on a roller coaster. I admittedly have not watched a POV of this in years. I hit the first inversion, I'm like, oh yay, zero G. So that's pretty much what happened. I did not think it was gonna be what it was. I knew there'd be a pretzel loop or something eventually because that's how flying coasters work. I did not expect that. Who would? Who would even think that that is okay to put on a roller coaster, man? I sat in the back row on my first ride. I was clenching my pearls for dear life. Like, oh my God.
Oh my God. That thing, that's not a roller coaster. That is an animal of astronomical proportions. Insane.
This is our new thing now.
Like, I didn't know B&M could do that. That ride,
I don't think B&M knew that B&M could do that.
That ride from start to finish is absolute insanity. Like, I cannot describe the words of Flying Dinosaur. You go over the drop, and then from there it's crazy. You go into like a bat wing pretzel loop dive madness, and just oh my God. The final roll into the brake run is like a Mosasaurus roll, like it's a pterodactylsaurus roll. Oh my God, I have no words for that. I was screaming, I was laughing, I was crying, I was holding on for dear life in the best way possible. Oh my God!
Holy holy I knew it was gonna be good. I've never seen a POV of the ride. I just knew the hype behind the ride. I have never audibly screamed on an element that much in that first inversion. I had no idea that was gonna happen.
I've never heard you scream on anything ever.
Oh no, I yelled. I was like, whoa!
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that was nuts. I could literally be content with just coming in here for the whole night and riding that, but there's still so much more of this park that we have to see. But that's not gonna be the last time we ride this, and I'm gonna ride that a hell of a lot more the next 2 days.
I got to ride in the front row, which is probably one of the coolest things I think I've ever experienced. I don't know if the elements were as forceful for me as for everybody else, but getting to see the skyline of the park at night as we were going was phenomenal. And it made some of the inversions, I think, a little bit more punchy, especially like going through the tunnel and stuff, because it was pitch black.
There was a tunnel.
There's a tunnel.
You blacked out. You must have.
You must have blocked.
The pretzel.
I didn't know there was water. I didn't know there was a tunnel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a tunnel.
Wow.
Okay, so I love Tatsu, Magic Mountain. I always said it was the second best B&M that I've ever been on after Fury. And my hot take for this video, I had like pre-planned, because I knew I would love this thing, was that that's the second best B&M in the world after Fury. Cancel that. That's the best B&M that I have ever been on. There are not too many rides where I am audibly cursing. I try to keep some class for myself. You can't on that thing.
I always loved Flying Dinosaur, but I think that I had forgotten just how insane it was. I was laughing the whole time. We loved it so much that we just went around a second time, left our items in the locker. we waited like nothing for single rider, and so it's luck of the draw. I got second row and second to last row, which is pretty lucky. I know some of our friends got put in the middle. The back is probably where it's at, but man, it is just unreal. That first element is insane. The fact that it does that and then immediately goes into a pretzel loop, just back to back, is madness. The pacing.
It's messed up is what it is.
Yeah, the pacing is phenomenal. It does not have a mid-course brake run. It does not slow down at all, and you get airtime. Like that's insane. It's not as good airtime as like on Fly, but the intensity is unbelievable.
Sarah's question.
Yeah.
Do regular people love this as much? Because I feel like an average person would be like, oh man, that was way too much. I can't do that again.
I don't know.
It's that intense.
The people next to me were screaming their heads off.
I was the one screaming my head off in my row. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
That is, I agree, worth the price of admission. One of the best rides in the world. I have to really think whether I like this or Fly more, because like Fly is thematically a lot better and like it's cooler technology, but this is like just so intense, and the layout is so clever.
I don't actually like the idea of comparing them though, because this is a flying coaster that is about ripping your face off. Fly is about like a legitimate flying experience. This is like, yes, you're in the flying position, but Fly feels more like what I imagine flying would be like.
Flying would not be like this. No.
This is like flying at the speed of a freaking jet. So where you're just like,
Yeah.
so
What is so clever that I really appreciate about this ride is that this Jurassic Park area existed before this ride. They managed to fit in this amazing layout and make it work with the existing land, and I gotta give them props for that.
And the operations. After all the stuff that we just encountered, seeing them send a train up the lift and having the lift slow down before the train clears the brake run so it doesn't block check itself.
And like 3 or 4 trains going on this thing.
It is, the operations here make me so happy.
And they don't stack on the brake run. It's not like Manta.
Stack. It's a fluid experience from voom to voom. It is so good.
So we have about an hour till park close, so we're gonna go to Jaws, which is so exciting because I have never done Jaws. My only opportunity to do Jaws was last time I was here in 2019, and guess what was closed for maintenance?
I'm gonna guess Jaws.
Jaws. So
Right.
I was so sad that I didn't get to it because I never went to Universal before Jaws. Well, no, I went to Islands before Jaws closed, but I never went to Universal Studios before Jaws closed. My first time there, Diagon Alley was already in place.
Yeah, I got to do it when I was a kid. I did it with my family when I was pretty young, and I remember it scared me. But I love some of those old classic Universal rides. Like, yes, they're outdated, but they're so fun. And I'm very excited to see what you think. I mean, you get a little taste of it, right? When you do the studio.
Yeah,
Marathon
well, and I
tour.
know they have like a skipper, and I think it'll be hilarious because it's in Japanese.
Oh God, you're right. Oh jeez.
No, Jaws is really fun. I did it with my family growing up as a kid, so it's going to be super nostalgic to do it again. I want to do a
The line for Jaws is only 20 minutes, so this one we are hopping in the standby line. And honestly, I haven't ridden this before, so I don't know what the capacity is like, but I feel like this is not a 20-minute wait. Not the Wizarding World of Harry Potter being in the background of Jaws. Here's our boat. And unfortunately, they did say no filming allowed, so we will see you guys after the ride. I loved every second of that. That was fabulous.
Right?
It was so charming. The sharks were amazing. They were
They're
huge. The effects were really good.
Matt didn't even mind getting wet.
Listen, that's one of the rides that's just so nostalgic. When it was made for the effects that ride has, I just love every second of it. You are truly inside the story.
Yep.
It's just a masterpiece.
And honestly, having a Japanese guide or skipper really didn't take away from what was going on. Like,
Because
you know,
Matt was narrating for us.
well, Matt was like, okay, now is the point where they're like either calling for help, like they say if you see Jaws, we'll use this.
But also at the same time is, even if you didn't have someone who knew the ride,
Doesn't
you
really
can
matter.
still follow along with the visuals. Like, oh, we're gonna run away from the shark. We're trying to kill the shark. We got the shark. Like it's like keep
There it
it
is, that's
quiet.
the whole ride.
The boat was
That's the
fine.
ride, yeah.
No, but I love like the old school Universal rides of like how they use practical effects. Like it's like what they do is movies, right? So they're like, how do we take effects that we do in the movies and put them in the rides that people could ride over and over and
Yeah.
over again? And there's some of my favorites. Like Jaws is amazing. I loved Twister when it was a thing.
Disaster.
Disaster. That was the one that was like the earthquake, right?
Yup.
Yeah, like all of those. were
I've
awesome.
done Backdraft and you guys haven't. Backdraft is all practical and that is
Yeah,
fabulous.
yeah,
I really
I
hope that is open for us. I don't know what the status is of that attraction. We'll
I don't
find out
know.
tomorrow.
My sister was here not that long. I guess it's been a couple months now, but it wasn't open for her. So I'm hoping it is for us.
Why a park would ever get rid of that, I have no idea.
Because Harry Potter!
No, we could have had both. Diagon Alley's cool. I love classic rides like that. I wish so badly we still had, I know you guys were talking about Twister, Disaster, like all that stuff. If we still had those in Florida, that park would just be so much better. It's missing rides like that. The only one is E.T. now.
Yeah.
That park needs rides like that to balance out the new stuff. That was so cool.
That's very fair. What do you think, man?
It'd been a good, I think almost 20 years since I've been on that thing personally. So, along with Splash Mountain on this trip, like bringing back some of these old school rides, man, it just brings a tear to your eye a little bit. Like you think they're gone, but you come to Japan, they're still here, which is really, really cool.
So we're loving everything about this park so far. However, we were told by multiple employees that they did not close the lines here early because we asked because we wanted to make sure. And we're here at Hollywood Dream, and sure enough, they closed the line early. And that's just frustrating. It's got to be a language barrier, I feel like. But I don't know, that's still frustrating as a guest. This whole concept of closing lines early and not posting about or notifying people beforehand is just very frustrating, and it's a trend that I'm very glad doesn't really continue at the US parks because it's just not good for the guest experience. Plan B, we are walking past Jaws again. We are going to go try Super Nintendo World, either Yoshi or Mario Kart, and hopefully they haven't closed the lines off earlier. They are posting shorter wait times, so we should be good if this trend continues to all the rides in this park, which it likely does. Last time I was here, this pathway didn't exist. Yeah, they opened up Super Nintendo World a few years ago. It was the first Super Nintendo World, and much like the Wizarding World, it has a long winding path leading directly to it. So it's a true world building experience because we're separating ourselves from the rest of the park.
Which is great, but we've already walked like 12 miles today. So I'm like, ugh.
The other thing I'm noticing is that we are walking slowly uphill because one difference between this land and the one in Hollywood is that you start here on the second floor, and so that's why we are slowly rising up, which is kind of cool. Your first Super Nintendo World.
I am so excited.
You're a Nintendo kid.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think it's pretty fair to say in the whole group that I'm definitely the biggest gamer out of everybody.
Yeah.
I don't really play video games anymore, but I grew up with all Nintendo. I still collect Nintendo games, consoles. I have every single one, and I'm very proud of it. It's something I'll never get rid of. It's something I want to share with my kids, and the fact that there's now a land, not just one park, at 3 parks now, that encapsulates these worlds is incredible.
And you're about to get your first view right now. Look at that. Does that not just send chills down your spine?
It is so. This is literally right out of Mario 3D Land. This
Correct.
is straight up right out of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just an incredible job. This is, of course, Sarah and I's second Super Nintendo World. I say that's the big difference. Is this looks a little different because we have to walk down the stairs now.
How do I get to Super Nintendo?
I know. How do we get to the? I don't know. Do you have to go over? Yeah. I don't know the layout of this. Yeah. This is very, very cool. Looking at the differences. There's a mini game right there. Here's a mini game right over here. And then we have to walk through the entrance of Bowser's Castle, I believe, to enter Mario Kart, which is a big difference from Hollywood, where you have to go underneath Mount Beanpole. You're not going to believe this. We are the last people to enter the queue. Woo! They literally just closed the queue right behind us. That was way too close for comfort. Oh, look at this. We have to go up the stairs to see Bowser. Wow. Yeah, this is a very multi-level experience.
Yeah, so far, I mean, I know we've only been here for a little while. The park is great and all, but I am really tired of these all over the place, like ride time closures. Because we literally asked the employees, like, what time do your lines close? And they said 9:30. And that is now 2 lines that do not close at 9:30.
Yeah.
20 minutes of, but we got to Hollywood Dream at 9, so.
It's a very bad policy. But luckily, we aren't going to have to wait in this at all, which is very good because I love this queue, but the line is historically very, very long.
Oh my god, this is unbelievable. So this is our first time in a Nintendo World as well. I wasn't expecting this. I have been avoiding all spoilers. I'm kind of blown away.
I'm a little
the scale of this and the detail is incredible.
It looked like this as we walked in.
I have no idea what this ride does. I have avoided all spoilers.
We have our Mario hats for the augmented reality, and they are sending us into the little pre-show room. Nice hat.
Dude, they don't have any idea what this ride does. They're like, why are we wearing this hat? I'm like, oh.
You don't know why we're wearing the hat?
No, I have no clue. I've seen absolutely no video of this.
Do you know why?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my
What?
God. You guys are in for a surprise.
Wow.
This is weird.
Here we go.
We actually get to play like Mario Kart?
Yeah.
And then throw
Oh yeah.
shells?
Basically. Up until now, I literally forgot that this ride is actually Koopa's challenge because here, Bowser is referred to as Koopa. Very interesting. Last ride of the night on Mario Kart. All right, Tyler, you go first. How overwhelming was that?
It was very overwhelming, but that was so much fun. Like seriously, that was so well done that I was really concerned, like when anything's like AR, virtual reality, anything like that, about the quality of like how it's gonna look. It blends together so well with like the actual like practical sets in there, and everything is like directly from the games. A lot of it's from the newer Mario Kart games, which and that game is beautiful in and of itself, and to see that kind of translated over into person, it's chef's kiss. I cannot wait to do that again, either tomorrow here or in Orlando or in Hollywood whenever I do it. That was just a ton of fun.
Yeah, it's a really good ride. The effects are insane. I love the practical sets. They are beautiful. They are stunning. Matt, what'd you think?
Oh my god, overwhelming in the best way possible. About midway through the ride, I understood what the goal was and everything like that. But overall, it was really cool.
You need more than one ride on this
Oh
thing.
yeah, the
You
first
do.
ride, you're just gonna be like,
You freaked out on the Rainbow Road portion.
okay, so I actually have beef with Rainbow Road because that was like the most challenging course as a kid ever. So when I was put in it, I thought I was gonna like fall off the road and womp womp.
Yeah, you were screaming. I was like, is he all right?
Yeah, it was a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. But it was really cool to actually, again, be in the game and actually be a part of it. So it was really cool, overwhelming but fun.
I like the ride more and more every time I ride it because the first time I rode it, I was like, I think I liked that, but I was so overwhelmed I didn't really know what was happening, and I was like, I'm confused. What was real, what wasn't, which is sort of the point, right? But the more I ride it, the more I'm like, I get what's going on here, and I can really just enjoy it. I'm like, this is a top tier dark ride, for sure.
Yeah, it's so unique. I encourage everyone, if you are able to get more than one ride on it, at some point try it without the AR so you can like better understand what the practical sets look like, because it is a lot at first. You benefit from multiple rides on this thing.
I
for
think
sure.
knowing that this is this land period, which we'll be able to explore more tomorrow, hopefully, is setting the standard for what to expect at Epic Universe has me all sorts of hype.
Yeah. Well, and the one going to Epic Universe is going to be a clone of this land, not the one in Hollywood. This is the bigger version.
There's a character we don't have at Hollywood. Shy Guy. That's
They
so
also
fun.
don't have these in Hollywood.
Yeah.
these are.
There's a lot of fun things to explore here that you don't get. I mean, there we go. Look at Yoshi. Oh, I cannot wait to do Yoshi tomorrow. That'll be so cute. Oh, there's a character. Yeah, we don't have him in Hollywood either. This looks like another mini game. Musical challenge, maybe? Here's another little detail, like little cannon guy shooting out from the side. That is so fun. That is bringing back all sorts of nostalgia from playing the game.
And so here we are, making our way out of Super Nintendo World.
Through the tunnel.
I know. We're exiting back through the warp pipe. So we've done our last attraction for the day. We're just going to make our way through the exit. Tyler, I've never seen you like this before.
That's a lie. We saw him like this at Splash Mountain.
Okay,
You
also
guys
Splash
didn't get that
Mountain.
on camera, but this is like my childhood come to life, man. There's no other way to put it. Like, it's amazing that we're gonna get this in Orlando too. Like, I'm not gonna have to come all the way out here to experience it again.
Well,
and
you
we
also
still
could
have,
go to Hollywood, but
I could
This
do
one's
that.
better.
Yeah, this one.
one's
Apparently, this
better.
one's a lot bigger.
It is.
Like in pictures and video, at least like the stuff that I've seen, it kind of like some of the stuff. It kind of looks like a little bit like not tacky or cheap, but like seeing it in person, it just looks so real. And like it's incredibly well done. It's so detailed. Just looking around in the plaza, there's so much to take in.
Yeah, it's very kinetic. A lot of energy being there. And I like that we had it pretty much to ourselves tonight.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it will not be like
No,
that.
it
It
will
is
not.
going to be packed
No,
for
it will
sure.
not.
Just this part right here, where you have the buildings with the roof over your head, reminds me a lot of Warner Brothers in Abu Dhabi, especially like the night lighting, because that park is forever at night. And you have the streets with the sidewalk and everything. I feel like I'm in that Metropolis section. Although technically this park did come first, so maybe Warner Brothers is actually the copycat. Here's one of the biggest differences between this park and some of the others. You have these huge, like, high-rises right outside the front entrance. You can see them from just about anywhere in the park. It's very different. Tyler, what did you buy?
I got Shy Guy.
No, you did
I
not.
got Shy Guy.
How much did you spend on that?
We don't need to talk about that. He's going back to Maryland with me.
Oh my gosh.
So what was your first impression of Universal Studios Japan?
Well, we were very running around, rushed because we had such a short period of time. So I did get to see things, but one, it was dark. Two, I was running and out of breath most of the time. But from what I did get to see, it's like a very weird alternate reality, like Orlando Studios, which I really like that park. So that's fine. But I'm really excited to see it all in the daylight. I mean, Flying Dinosaur is one of the best roller coasters in the world. It's just insane. I'm excited to see what Hollywood Drift.
The Hollywood Dream. Hollywood Drift is a different ride
That
coming
is a
soon
different
to a
ride,
different Universal park.
My brain does things. Anyway, I'm very excited to see what that's all about.
So
very
we
excited.
hope that you guys enjoyed our preview of Universal. We have a ton more coverage coming soon in the next vlog. This was a good time.
Say goodnight, Shy Guy.
Good night, Shy Guy. We'll see you next time.
On the next episode of Coastin' Through Asia, we're back for a full day at Universal Studios Japan and more rides on Flying Dinosaur.
Best ride of the trip? No other flyer does that.
And we'll feel a weird sense of deja vu. I don't even know that I'm in Japan right now.
How do I get the Velocicoaster?
Haggard's is gonna be up here on the right too.
And even ride a B&M backwards.
That was elite. I ain't gonna lie.
That was so bizarre.
That's a shame we don't have that in Orlando, but that's awesome that they have that here.
But no park is without its frustrations.
The park has not even officially opened yet, and it says that Super Nintendo World is at capacity.
This place is literally like overflowing with people.
It's a Wednesday. It feels like all of Japan is here. This park is just too busy.
And it's all coming up next.